I'm glad to see you. How long have you been in town?
Well, not above an hour. And if I had not met you here, I would have looked out for you. Because I need someone to speak freely with about all these strange new things we've been hearing out in the country.
Oh, and for my part, I have wanted just as much to laugh with you about the dull, fantastical, impertinent things that we have been all tired out of here.
Dull and fantastical? That's an excellent composition. So, what are our businessmen doing?
I do not ask about them because, as you know, they do not interest me. I love to please myself as much, and to trouble others as little as I can, and naturally avoid the company of those solemn fools who, being incapable of reason and insensible of wit and pleasure, are always looking grave and troubling one another in hopes of being thought a businessman.
How do you pass the time?
Why, as I used to do, eat and drink as well as I can. I have a friend to be private with in the afternoon, and sometimes see a movie, where there are such things, such hideous, monstrous things, that it has almost made me forswear movies and resolve to apply myself to the solid nonsense of your businessmen as my hobby.
I have heard that you have had many new films in the works lately, and many of my friends have commended them.
Well, so do many of my friends too, but they are of the new kind of wits.
New kind? What kind is that?
I'll tell you as well as I can. What it is fighting, loving, sleeping, dying, dancing, rhyming, singing, crying, and everything but thinking and sense.
Your pardon, my good sir.
Here is an author of the new kind of film. I'll introduce you.
No, just leave him alone.
No, we shall speak with him. Sir, would you mind, for my sake, doing a favor for my friend here?
Good sir, it is not within my small capabilities to do favors, only to receive them from such persons as yourself who are possessed of the honorable title which you seek to give me, your servant.
Nice to meet you.
A pleasure, madam.
Will you do me a favor?
Aye, sir, what is it?
Would you tell my friend of the plot of your latest film?
In faith, sir, it has gone quite out of my head. But I have a new script, which I may say is a virgin, for it has never been seen before. I must tell you that it is of the new wit, and dare I say it, it is better than my last, and you know how that will end. In faith, it shall read, write, act, and plot with any film around. Tonight is the first showing, so if you and your friend would do me the honor of coming to see it, I will reveal it to you in its virgin attire, and though perhaps it may blush, I believe that I would not be ashamed to discover its nakedness to you.
Well, sir, I confess I'm not able to answer you in the new way, but my friend and I will watch it.
Here it is. I have just found my book of movie commonplaces, the mother of many of my films.
What is it precisely?
Why, sir, some certain helps that me and many other filmmakers use to help us make them.
It helps with their wit?
Yes, for no man yet under the sun has sufficient parts to create a film without using these, my rules.
And what rules are those?
The first is that of transversion, that is, where I take verse and change it to prose, or prose and change it to verse, and claim it as my own.
What do you do with the words then?
Well, I take a book in my hand and I transverse it. That is, if it be verse, I transform it into prose, though this takes an incredibly long time. Or if it be prose, I change it to verse.
Well, I think, Mr. Bays, I think you should call taking verse into prose transposing.
That's an excellent idea, sir.
So what do you do with the words then?
I make it my own. Then, it is so changed that none could tell that it was never mine. My second rule would be that of table book. I go to some coffee shop or other place where intelligent men resort. I make as if I mind nothing. You see where I'm going with this. And when, as soon as one of them speaks, I put it in my book, and there it is mine.
Mr. Bays, are you not in danger of their making you restore by force what you have stolen from them through art?
No, sir. The world's unmindful. They would never notice such a thing as that.
Mr. Bays, do you have no rule for invention?
Sir, madam, when I have anything to invent, I never trouble my head about it, as other men do, but presently turn to a book, and there have, at one glance, all the works of other great filmmakers, such as Scorsese, Spielberg, Hitchcock, and really anything that anyone has ever thought of about on these subjects. So, by leaving out a few words of theirs, putting in a few of mine, having the camera angles as they have done, I have an amazing film, and my business is done.
Well, this is indeed Mr. Bayes, as sure a compendious way as I have ever heard.
Come and see what a following these rules have made for me.